it's just not coming.
And I'd like to introduce our past president, Cynthia Scott.
Thank you, Alex. Welcome, welcome to Leaders Worldwide. We are ready to go. This is the first meeting of the new year. Wow. It's 2024. It's going to take me till March to write that on everything. I'm still writing 2023. And no New Year's resolutions, but I have my phrase for the year, which is conscious leadership. And I'm going to introduce our Toastmaster of the day, who will give us our theme of the day, our Area Director, Dee Marie Shy King. Take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good night, wherever you might be around the world. Happy New Year to each and everyone under the sound of my voice today. This is going to be a phenomenal, thank you, a phenomenal meeting, and I predict a phenomenal year. And by saying that and believing that, our theme for today is becoming a better you in 2024. As we move along, I will be able to share with you some of the ways that we can become that better you, that better person, the person that we desire to be in 2024. And I want us to get to 2025 and look back and say, oh my God, oh my God. So we'll fill in the oh my God, okay? So I will start by introducing our grammarian, and Bala has agreed to take that role on. Bala, can you explain to us what that role entails and give us the word of the day, please?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Just a quick check. Am I audible?
You are fantastic.
You are audible.
Thank you. So the word of the day is transformation. Basically, it means to transform yourself. And I'm from an IT industry where we use this word a lot, which means when we pick up any green field projects, they are called transformation projects. And seriously, I love this word, and I generally use this a lot in my work life. And I will appreciate each and every speaker and the topic speakers as well as the evaluators to use this word. And I will also request all the members present here, whenever a person uses this word, just put a virtual thumbs up or put it in the chat as a reaction. Thank you, and back to you, Madam Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Love those directions, Bala. We can't miss the idea that you want us to use transformation, which is the word of the day. And everybody is going to be on board to make that happen. We will they have the speech times, and they will be 5 to 7 minutes. And at 5 minutes, Judith is going to show us the green card.
Well, I can say all this, actually.
Well, exactly. Help yourself and say all that.
All right, so 5 minutes, we'll have Let me figure this out. We'll have the green card. 6 minutes the yellow, and 7 minutes is red, and then you have 30 seconds to complete your speech. In table topics, we'll have 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes, and you have 30 seconds to complete your speech. Evaluation is 3 minutes. This is 2 minutes, 2.5, and 3 minutes, and then a 30-second to complete your speech. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for that, Judith. You did an excellent job of giving us your timing system for today's meeting. And I am the first speaker, but I will allow our first evaluator, who is Cassandra Garabedian, to introduce me while I prepare myself. Cassandra.
Thank you. So Dee Marie will be speaking from Dynamic Leadership Pathway, the Lessons Learned. The speaker, Dee Marie, will share with us the impact of dynamic leadership. She will highlight how integrity leads to dynamic leadership. The title of Speaking with Integrity. Again, Speaking with Integrity. Dee Marie Shai King, Speaking with Integrity. Take it away. Dee Marie Shai King.
I have a dream. I have a dream today. When you hear those words, what are you reminded of? For me, when I hear those words, I'm taken back to the National Mall in 1963, where the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was attempting to deliver a speech to well over 250,000 people. And at that time, he was struggling to carry out and deliver that speech. The people were milling about. They weren't really paying him very much attention. That is, until the late renowned gospel singer Mahalia Jackson walked across the platform and whispered in his ear, "Tell him about the dream. Tell him about the dream, Martin." My job today is to ask you, what would have happened if Dr. Martin Luther King had not had trust and respect for Mahalia Jackson? Would he have listened to the suggestion that she gave him? And then imagine, on the other hand, if she had not had the self-confidence and the strength to walk across that platform, knowing full well that he was her friend and he would more than likely listen to what she had to say. We may not have an I Have a Dream speech had those two components not been in place. So, communication, effective leadership, and personal relationships is a two-way street. He had to trust in what she said, but she first had to trust and believe in herself. So what is integrity? We know that Toastmasters International talks about the core values, and those core values are integrity, leadership, that is based on someone having enough respect for themselves and others to demonstrate integrity. We have respect, as I said, respecting yourself and respecting others. And then we have service, being of service to others as a leader. That's so important. But when you're being of service to others, you're doing that in an unselfish, authentic way, not expecting anything in return, except the fact that you want to do the best job that you can in assisting that person or those people. And when the first three core values are met, the fourth value stands for itself. When you've shown up authentically, with integrity, with respect, offering and rendering sincere and genuine service, you show up as a person of excellence. So excellence is the end result of the other three core values. Think of that. I can recall a time when I ran around on Clubhouse, and that's a social media platform, and I was going in and out of the various rooms just talking about Toastmasters. Oh my goodness. I was so excited about Toastmasters and the pathways that had actually woven themselves into my life and actually changed the trajectory of my life just with pathways. But then I began to wonder, do people really believe what I'm saying? Because if you know about Clubhouse, it's this place where you show up and you talk and everybody speaks and they talk back to you. You don't really know the people. And I was beginning to wonder, are they wondering if this woman is for real? She's saying all these things about Toastmasters. God had a plan. I went to my P.O. box one day, and to my surprise, I knew I had worked diligently. I had done all these paths and pathways, and I was so excited. But to my surprise, my Triple Crown Award was in the mail. Oh my goodness, I was so excited. I thought, now I can make sure that all the people on Clubhouse know that I've been telling the truth. So I guess, the next time I showed up on Clubhouse, instead of seeing my bio picture, they saw that plaque and they had a chance to say, wow, she's authentic. She is for real. So after that, whenever I made comments about Toastmasters, people sat at attention and gave me positive feedback, even came to club meetings as my guest. And I said all that to say sometimes we have to verify that the things that we're saying are authentic. People have to be shown by your demonstration of your authenticity that this is for real. And once you've done that, guess what happens? You begin to gain their integrity. Isn't that what we all want? What kind of process will you use to gain the integrity of the people that you come in contact with on a daily basis? But let's take it a step further. What happens when you are put in a leadership position? What kind of integrity are you going to take with you? How do you think you're going to impact the people that you are set to lead? Because what I've heard is you can't be a good leader if you haven't first been a good follower. So it behooves us all to understand, wow, I just want to be the best that I can be. If you can do that with authenticity, with integrity, demonstrating respect as you move forward to serve others, I can assure you, you will develop a reputation of excellence, of being someone who says and does what they say. Trustworthiness. If I tell you I'm going to be someplace or do something, guess what you can count on? I will be there and do that thing. That is what we all want. So as we move into 2024, being a better you should be easy to do. At the end of 2024, when we move into 2025, I would love to have you come and join us at this same time next January, so we can take a long look at where we are and what we have accomplished. For me, my goal is to be a distinguished Toastmaster at this time next year. I've completed all of my requirements except one thing. So I am so humble and so grateful at this moment. It's been a journey. It's been an experience that I would never trade for anything. Are you going to become a better you in 2024? I think you are. Madam Timer.
Okay, and Dee Marie, are we ready? Well, we have 1 minute of silence first for our evaluators.
Thank you for that, Cynthia. I had to readjust, okay?
No problem. And you can write something to Dee Marie about her speech. either privately or to everyone. Give her some feedback. And I'll hand it back to you, DeMarie.
Thank you so much. And please let me know when the 1 minute has elapsed, Judith.
I
Thank you.
will. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, it's time.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Diana, and her evaluator is Cynthia. So I will have Cynthia give us the specifics. Oh, you're not evaluating her?
No, I'm the general evaluator, I believe.
Rosemary was, and I simply thought you were assuming Rosemary.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm not prepared to do that. That's 3 roles. I
Yes.
really can't do
So
that.
what we will do is simply have a round robin. How about that?
Okay,
All
perfect.
So I have the information. And since we have shifted gears, and I like to keep things rolling, and I know that Diana is saying, please get this on so I can speak. I will be more than happy to read what I have that relates to Diana's speech. It's coming from Dynamic Leadership. It's level 1. And it's evaluation and feedback. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech. Diana's introduction reads, as a product manager, management director, Diana was responsible for leading cross-functional teams in the development, the launch, the marketing, and the support of innovative technology. She has spoken at industry conferences about the power of using imaging technology for consultants, for the medical and retail industries. That's led to her now teaching her coaching clients the power of envisioning their future. Believe it or not, you are a product manager. Diana, and the speech is believe it or not, you are a product manager. You have the floor.
Thank you. So in the fall of 2017, it seemed my life was going perfectly. All my plans were coming to fruition. I had planned when I would graduate grad school, when I would get married, when I would have my first daughter. My career seemed to be blooming. I was launching my product vision into the marketplace, and yet I was overwhelmed and really dissatisfied with my life. And while everything seemed to be going perfectly, I didn't stop to reevaluate my life until one day, perfectly normal day, we received news that on my husband's best friend's way to work, they both died tragically in an accident. And it wasn't until that moment that I realized that could have been me. And what would I feel like today if I suddenly wasn't around for my 2-year-old daughter? How would I feel about the way I'd been living my life? And while I had been a successful product manager, I had failed to play that role in my own life. In fact, we're all product managers. And I know that seems to be a concept that maybe seems strange to you. And maybe you even might not know what a product manager is, or worse, think it's the same thing as a project manager. So I'd like to explain a little bit about why being the product manager of your life is going to enable you to experience transformation unlike you've ever seen before, and how 2 of the greatest attributes of a product manager can serve you well in that transformation journey. You see, a product manager is an innovative leader. They have the vision for their product, what it is, how they're going to bring it to market. They define the product features, requirements, customer base that it's meant for. And then they will follow that product in its life cycle. So they will bring it to the market, and then they will make changes to the product as they receive customer feedback. They are the ones that are most knowledgeable about their product in the entire company. And they will use that feedback to then communicate a vision for the development team, for the project managers, the marketing team, the sales teams, to be able to bring it to the market. Now, project managers execute that vision, but the product manager is the one that has the vision. And the way they do so is by being insatiably curious about their product, not about their product's customer, really. Right? And so not just to know the vision, but to be able to get so insatiably curious about their customer that they understand them in all aspects of what their desires are, what their goals are, why they behave the way they behave, what their needs are, and what their needs will become in the future. And what is interesting about becoming the product of your life is that it's the unique time that you're able to not only be a product manager, but also be the customer for your product, which is your life. And so who can know yourself better than you, right? And the way I was able to be really successful as a product manager by being insatiably curious is just by asking questions. And so one of the very first things I do with my coaching clients is to get clarity, not by asking ourselves questions that create shame in our bodies, like, why can't I seem to get this done? Or why am I behaving this way? But curious questions like, well, what if I could do it a different way? Or why does it seem that, other individuals that have what I want are achieving that? How can I know myself better to achieve that as well, or achieve it differently? And where I failed to be a product manager in my life is to get curious about how that original vision I had for my life changed over time. You see, I was bringing a new product into market because the market had changed. The needs of my customers had changed. The needs of the industry had changed. The internet had changed the way that people were doing consultations in retail, and we needed to evolve. That same way, my life had changed. I had graduated grad school. I had gotten married. I had had a child. I had gotten promoted several times, and yet I failed to ask the questions. And so today I want to encourage you to ask yourself those questions, to get curious about how these changes in your life maybe change your new vision for the future, right? And then the next step is to have courage, right? Not only to have courage to ask yourself the questions like, am I still putting the ladder against the correct wall? Is that the wall I still want my ladder up against? And why am I behaving this way? Or why am I doing these things? And to be able to go 7 layers deep on that, think about when you were a child and you just continued to ask why. That curiosity, and to be brave enough to continue to get curious about your passions, the things that you love, not to interrupt that curiosity with pessimism or self-doubt or limiting beliefs about what is possible, but ask the questions that create innovation. Like, what if I waved a magic wand? What would be possible? What would I ask for? What would I really, truly want? And then have the courage to ask for it and to move towards it and to redirect when the time comes, right? This is one of the most powerful things you can do to experience transformation. It serves my clients, and I hope it will serve you too. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. It is a really nice piece. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Diana. And can we have 1 minute on the clock, please, so that we can give her comments in the chat as to how you enjoyed or how her speech affected you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Marie, did you see the comment from Sheehan Paul that he can be the evaluator?
I did see that.
Okay.
So
I will
Shihan,
call up
you
him.
keep the information and you are prepared to do the evaluation? Thank you. Thank you for that. I did see that.
Great. So I'll call upon him during my section for general evaluation. Thank you.
Okay, it's time.
So when we talk about becoming a better you in 2024, that in itself is a transformation of sorts. You're going to have to go from where you are to some other place. And I can't tell you what that is, but it will be a transformation. It will require a mindset shift, a pivot, if you will, from where you are to where you're trying to be. That is what we are referring to with the transformation to becoming a better you. And next on our agenda, the timer will explain our table topics timing. Judith?
Table topics. This 2 minutes. Table topic is 2 minutes. So 1 minute will be the green. 1.5 minutes is the yellow. And red is 2 minutes. And then you have 3 seconds to 30 seconds to finish your speech.
Thank you so much for that. And now I'd like to introduce our table topics master, and that is none other than Cynthia Stott. Cynthia, you have the floor.
Thank you, Marie. Awesome, awesome. We're going to be talking about transformation. And I'm going to be asking you some questions about transformation based on what we've seen today and what has happened in the past year and the coming year. And I ask that you use the word transformation as the word of the day in your response. First, I'm going to call on a Toastmaster, whether you're a guest or a member that hasn't spoken today, a Toastmaster to answer the first question and demonstrate it for our guests. And then I'm going to be calling upon our guests. So do I have a volunteer Toastmaster?
I can certainly do it.
Oh, Alex, great.
Why not?
So Alex, I have a crystal wand, but I didn't have a minute to go fetch it out of its rightful place. It's a foot long. It has a glass bar and amethyst stones, and it's a real crystal wand, which I have used many times to grant wishes. I'm going to wave my imaginary crystal wand and take you back to 2023. What transformation or shuns did you go through in 2023 from January 1st, 2023 to today, January 8th, 2024? What transformations have you gone through?
Well, when it comes to a transformation for the past year, the one thing that really comes to mind is this space. When I think about transformation, I've decided I joined actually Toastmasters this month last year, and I decided to step up my game with my podcasting as well as the way I speak. One of the ways is this mic right in front of me. It's a low standing mic. I can stand up to do speeches, which I am not transforming to do. I'm saying that jokingly because I'm just being lazy. But, you know, when you do speak, you want to have your full lungs speaking. And that's one of the pieces of feedback that I had gotten in the past, is that when you're sitting, you're not speaking as well as you'd like to be. One of the other things is, and I know you really can't see it because it's blurry, which I will try to, right now it's a mess, but I'm in the process of making my podcast space more inviting. And when I do my lives, as well as I do speeches on here, it just looks more professional. And I really think, the way you look and way you act have a direct effect on the way you speak and how you present yourself. And if I could remember that a little bit more and not remember that everybody's in sweatpants all the time because of early 2023, I think I might be a better speaker. But the bottom line is, when it comes to transformation this year, the thing that has been the most transforming thing has been going all in on speaking as well as podcasting. So back to you.
Wonderful. Big hand. Great. All about transformation. And yes, you joined a year ago and you finished your level 1 and your level 2 through that year. And next week, you're going to be competing in the international speech contest. Are you competing in the evaluation contest as well?
I think so, but I am not sure yet, not because of anything. With everything that's going, there's a lot of moving parts right now. I think I am signed up. I am not sure. And I know by the end of this meeting, I know I'll be told either way. It's right now, I'm just trying to write a speech. So yes,
Great.
if it both happens, that's great.
Great. Awesome. Love that transformation that is happening. Great. So now we're going to come to our guests. Guests that aren't a Toastmaster would be great if you can step up. I know we have a couple. And do we have any volunteers? Imran, would you volunteer to answer a question? Imran?
Yes. Hello,
Okay.
everyone. Am I audible?
Great. Awesome. So I'm
Yes.
going to give my crystal wand out, my imaginary crystal wand. I'm going to wave it. And for you seeing yourself in the future, over the next year, what transformation would you like to see? What transformation would you like to see in yourself in 2024?
So, thank you very much, Mrs. Cynthia. Thanks for your valuable question for me. Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to introduce you. My name is Imran Mandal, and I am from India. And right now I'm a student here, but I have a big dream in my future after 5 years or after maybe 10 years later. So I want to become a good English speaker, but in this moment, my English language is little bit weak, but I am trying to improving my communication because my mother tongue is not in English. So here I don't have any trainer, any teacher for guidance my improving my communication. So it is a first weakness of me. And secondly, here I don't have any environment to speaking in English friends, English people, and English teacher. But I practice myself here. But my dream, I want to become a good English speaker in my future, and I want to create a good leadership environment, and I want to create a big company in my future, and I want to teach in English here in my environment, in my place, in my area and in my country if I have a chance, if I have got money in future. And I want to help people who lack of education, lack of communication. I want to suggest to him how much I have knowledge, how much as if I have knowledge. So I will give them the feedback and I try to help them. So I'm very lucky here for meet you guys with you because uh, before two
Let's
years,
wrap
3
up. Let's wrap up. The one more sentence to finalize.
Okay. Before 2 years ago, I thought, as like you, the guys, if I have in my life, if I got like people you, where I have a chance to speak, improve my knowledge.
Uh-huh.
So right now, my dreams. I hope my dreams will be fulfilled in my future.
Okay, and they will, and they will. If you keep coming to Toastmasters, so this is perfect, perfect. Give a big round of applause for Imran. Excellent. We love your dream for yourself, and Toastmasters clubs can help you with that because every Toastmasters meeting in general has a table topic section where usually guests are allowed to answer a question, but you have to follow the rules and watch for that red light. When that red light comes up, you need to just finish your thought, and then you will be invited back again to answer
Thank
another question. So I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now I'm going to call on another guest to answer a question. Any volunteers? Let's see. Anyone? Ayushi. Ayushi. Great.
Correct.
Welcome, Ayushi.
Thank you. Am I audible?
You are audible, and I have my crystal wand, my imaginary crystal wand, and I'm going to wave it for you. Now, what do you see? Not only for you, but your family, your city, your country, and the world. What kind of transformation do you see or predict for 2024? You have the floor.
Thank you for the question. I believe that transformation requires two things. First, the transformation starts from you, the individual. And second, transformation requires discipline. As the new year has started, my goal has been to focus more on discipline. I have a timetable that I have set for myself. 8 hours for work, 1 hour for gym, 1 hour for reading, and 8 hours of proper sleep. We often tend to forget sleep, right? I set these goals to set as an example for my family that seeing me being so disciplined in my life and following this timetable that I have set, I expect them to follow one or two habits and use them in their daily lives. I have been successful, but most of the time I have been a failure because my at times they struggle with getting up, at times they struggle with their work schedule. Sometimes 8 hours of work requires about 15 hours of work, and the schedule gets messed up. The transformation that I want is to have a balanced life. And to do that, I need to start from within myself. I need to be able to get my things right in order to help my friends, my family, my city, my world to transform in a better way. But if you are getting disheartened from the speech, and if you think that timetable is a huge checklist and everything, don't worry. The biggest gift in this world that you can have is kindness. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. That is how you will transform the world. Thank you.
Wow. How to transform is kindness. I love it. I love it. And I think not of failures, but as mistakes. Not mistakes, but mistakes. You have a chance to do it again. It's like spinning the merry-go-round in a playground. The first time you spin it doesn't go very fast, but as you spin and spin and spin, your friends will go super fast and even get dizzy. That is going to conclude our table topics section. I wish that I could call on Shihan. Perhaps you can come back again and answer a question for us, but I'm going to give it back to our wonderful Toastmaster of the Day, Area Director Dee Marie Shy King. Take it away.
Thanks so much, Cynthia, for that very rousing and motivating table topic session. I enjoyed everyone's responses. Thank you so much. The last thing I will share with you in becoming a better you in 2024 is that you have to be intentional. It won't happen if you're not intentional. Be goal-oriented, set your goals, and then follow up. If you set the goals and never look at them again, oh my goodness, 2025 will be here and you won't know where you are. So set the goals, be goal-oriented, and follow up on the goals that you have set. And our responses to table topics tells us that people are on that track. They are on the way to making 2024 a wonderful year for them. In the interest of time, we will move along, and I will give this virtual lectern to our general evaluator to call for our evaluations.
Great. And our first speaker today was Dee Marie Shy King, and her evaluator is Cassandra Garabedian. Cassandra Garabedian, please welcome her with a big round of applause and take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dee Marie, once again, a great speech. I really love the fact that you drew us in with this marvelous speech. Tell them about the speech, Martin. Great vocal variety. Such a strong, powerful speech. Such a strong, powerful voice to deliver that speech in only the way that you could deliver it. I want to thank you. It says a lot when a speaker chooses the right words, powerful, impactful words, the delivery of those words. Great eye contact, great vocal variety, strong voice, confidence, great eye contact, the word integrity, how you just came across, and it's so true, with confidence. Martin would not have listened to Mahalia had he not known that she was a woman of substance, a woman of integrity. So great examples of integrity, how they seem to just line up with all the other core values. You gave us great examples of how that works together, how they tie and are woven together. If no one didn't know how important integrity lines up for the other core values, they know now. The Triple Crown. Again, so many people didn't know, like including myself. This would be my third year. Didn't know what the Triple Crown was until you came along and explained what the Triple Crown was, and you gave us a roadmap to the Triple Crown. So thank you. Showing up, being authentic, all those words. In a nutshell, you've given us so much. How can we ever repay you? I'm still thinking on that. Thank you, Dee Marie. You have been a true blessing to Leaders Worldwide. Thank you. Appreciate you. Back to you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Big round of applause for Cassandra. And wow, and Dee Marie did get the Triple Crown from Leaders Worldwide and District 57. And she didn't just get a Triple Crown, she got an elite Triple Crown. That's why she got the plaque and recognition. And then she also got a Triple Crown for another at least 3 pathways that levels that she completed in District 46 in New York City, in New York State. So 2 Triple Crowns in 1 year. Amazing, amazing. And next up is we have Diana. Yes, she was our speaker. And we have our guest evaluator, which is, let me go, sorry, Shehan Paul. Welcome, Shehan Paul. And thank you for stepping up and being our guest evaluator at the last minute. We really appreciate it. And take it away.
Us humans are many things in the world, but how many of us thought that we could be product managers or sometimes project managers? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all the Toastmasters guests, and especially to you, Toastmaster Diana. Thank you for delivering that wonderful speech and having a different perspective in life as a product manager and giving us a sort of insight into this new domain. So today I will be evaluating Toastmaster Diana's speech under 2 major aspects of her speech. One is the content, what you said, and your delivery, how you said it. Let's move on to the content side of it. Now, the analogy that she used, the idea of a product manager, we ourselves having the life of, and we are creating a product. A life is a product in the market of the society, and you need to do a little bit of marketing, you need to be a little strategic planning, like in a business context, but it is life as it is. So I really love the idea because people are often having this sort of business life, so I never thought that they have another life which is more valuable, and you juxtapose the 2 lives, the business life that they're having. Look back at it and you might realize that you are a product manager in your normal life as well. So a really good analogy indeed. I love the authenticity and genuinity that you have been using, the feeling that you poured to your speech. Because we often find when it comes to prepared speeches, nearly not every speaker is trying they're having a bit of a artificial tonality when it comes to telling the story, but throughout your speech you were really genuine, and it was a sharing that came from your heart, and you wanted to everyone to have the idea about it, so that from the vocal variety, the vocal tonality that you use, we felt it, and it was very impactful. Now moving on to some improvements that I recommend from my side in my perspective. Now, this is very important. The idea of the product manager. You earlier, when you started the speech, you were sharing a very life-changing experience with us. And all of a sudden, you cut it off and came back to explain what the product manager role is. Now, at that point, when we were sharing the personal story, we were so hooked here, and we were having the questions, okay, we want more of it. How exactly you went through the transformation. So the personal story element has to be highlighted more, I believe, because at the end of the day, people love stories. People love how you experience this idea, how you saw your life as a product management role. That is what we need, rather than the role of the product manager itself. How you exactly realize will add more. So all in all, it was a really nice speech where you genuinely shared your ideas, and it was a nice analogy. And to improve, let us work on the storytelling element where you share how exactly you achieve transformation. That's back to you, to those general evaluation.
Let's give a big round of applause for our guest evaluator, Shehan Paul. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And now it's time for me to call on the reports. First from our timer, our guest timer, Judith Ferber. How do we do on timing?
Okay, so let's see. Dee Marie's speech was 7 minutes and 16 seconds, and Diana's was 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Table topics, Alex, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Imran was 3 minutes and 5 seconds, and Ayushi was 2 minutes and 1 second. Evaluator Cassandra was 2:44, and Shihan was 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
Excellent. We did really well on timing. Thank you so much, Judith. And now I'd like a report from our guest grammarian, T.M. Bala. Take it away. How did we do on our word of the day, our ums and ahs, and our gems and dirt?
I did not. Okay. My understanding was I have to count. I was the grammarian, not the accountant. So I
Okay.
did not take I don't know if in this club it's a combined role, but generally we do it grammarian as only the grammarian. And I apologize if that was a wrong understanding.
No problem.
So let me start with the good usages today. I'll come to the word of the day, but the good usages of the words where there were words used like phenomenal, accomplished, overwhelmed, pessimism, goal oriented. These were the good usage of the words. There were phrases that were used, a better you, and used almost 2 times. Two-way stream, person of excellence, God have a plan. What can I count on? Wave a magic wand. And during table topics, we had this crystal wand over and over again. And there was also one usage which I liked, one my lungs speaking. These were the good usages. I did not have much bad words, to be honest, and there was one or two which I will ignore. But I have noted one word, that is tonality. This was used by, and as a grammarian, we do not name the person, we just say what was the usage. But this tonality is more for music and any kind of pictures, not for speeches. If you have to talk about voice modulation, it has to be voice modulation. It cannot be tonality. That is the way it has to be. And then the bad usages that I have noted on the phrases is being a service to others. It can be being on service or being for service to others. I am so excited. When you are speaking of your past, you cannot be I am so excited. It has to be I was excited. Long sentence with I and ands. That was used by one of the speakers. So when you are having too many ands in that sentence, it's a wrong usage. You have to have one and that's it. You cannot have more than one ends, and maybe that speaker would like to take a note of that. Then market. Okay, so make I had changed. It can be either I would have changed or make how I would have changed. So make I had changed was a bit not improper at that particular point of time when they talked. Then it was I am improving my communication. So it can be better used as I want to improve my communication or I want to better my communication. Then I am lack of education. Cannot be I am lack of education. It has to be how I am either not that educated, or how will I educate myself better, or how will I learn better? That's what it has to be. Now coming to transformation, my favorite word, and I don't know, it is a kind of design that I got this. I am right now working on a transformation project itself. So I really loved this word when I came here. So the usage was good today. To be honest, as a grammarian, I really loved the usage. Toastmaster Diana used it 3 times. Toastmaster D. Maria used it 3 times. Toastmaster Alex used it 2 times. I did not find anyone else except for 2 people, which I will say use it much. I'm not counting my because I was just using it. But Toastmaster Cynthia, you use it. You have used it 8 times. Kudos to you. But that also is with a cap because 4 times you used when you were in the table topic session when you were introducing that topics on transformation. But still, I give it to you. You have used it 8 times, so you ace it. But I'd like to also give a special call out to Toastmaster Ayushi. She was speaking on impromptu as a table topic speaker, and she has used it 4 times. So kudos to her. Thank you, and back to you. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much for that thorough grammarian report. Wow.
Cynthia, I have to go, so I'm going to be leaving now. Okay.
Okay, and we can leave quietly.
Okay.
And we are going to close up the meeting, and we're going to do our after party in just a minute. So I'll do a quick review of what our meeting was like. I'll probably do it in 1 minute if I can have 1 minute on the timer. It was an amazing meeting, and the Toastmaster was great. All the role takers, the timers, the evaluators, the grammarian, I was the general evaluator, the president, and the the table topics master of the day. So I had to wear many hats, but a Toastmaster wears many hats. And we had an amazing meeting. And I hope you will stay for our after party where you can ask questions and we'll talk about what's coming up for Leaders Worldwide. And we thank you so much, all our speakers. Dee Marie was an amazing speaker, and Diana, phenomenal speech. And I know you're closing the gap in your level 1. I think you only have a couple more speeches left to do and an evaluation. So you're progressing really well. You're transforming as a speaker. You've been speaking all around the world. So thank you very much.